Hi everyone. So 1 month left for the INICET exam, and I'm getting a lot of messages, sir, that what should be the strategy in the last 1 month of preparation. So I always believe that when you talk about strategy, one size doesn't fit all. Everybody has different way of learning, but obviously you always want to hear it from people who have produced a decent result by following certain strategies. So I was thinking of making a video, and then I thought it's a good idea that if I invite somebody who has followed this strategy in previous few months or last year and who are able to get some decent result. So today I have a pleasure to introduce. I should not call as introduce because everybody knows him, but very somebody very close to my heart, my uh, close friend, you can say whatever. And I'm telling you, he has followed the strategy and produce some result which were very satisfying for himself as far as for me. So I am inviting Dr. Aman Tilak to talk, and today we will be discussing in this video that what should be, I will not call as an ideal strategy, but I will call as strategy that if you're gonna follow, that is gonna be really satisfying for all of you. So welcome, Aman.
Hi, sir. It is an honor to be on the same call with you. And sir has guided me throughout my preparation, has been a mentor throughout. And something which I want to impart in this video is point number one, that in the last 1 month, it is not really that you can now read something new. Whatever you have read is all. Now you just have to रीड इट रिपीटेडली, बार बार पढ़ना है जो आपने ऑलरेडी पढ़ा है और उसको कंसोलिडेट करना है, बिकॉज दैट यू हैव टू अप्लाई. सेकेंड थिंग इज previous year questions. We already know that AIMS and INICET has a tendency to repeat many of the previous year questions, and the previous year topics will definitely get repeated. So it's a good idea to revise all the previous year questions which you have marked earlier, or even if you can do right now, that is also good. Apart from this,
So
in the
Aman,
last 1 month, if you, yeah.
Aman, just tell me. I mean, a lot of time, the challenge that most of the student faces is that they have created their notes, and there is, I mean, now the biggest challenge that they face is not that they are unable to decide that how much time to give to a particular subject in the last month. I remember that when we were discussing your last month strategy, so we made that a WhatsApp that okay, anatomy has to be read for these many days, physiology has to be read for
Right.
these many days. So I'm sure you have that available with you. So can you
Yeah.
create a schedule for the students which they can follow? Like somebody say, "Ki, sir, I will blindly follow the schedule that you have given me." So can you give them a schedule?
Right. So basically, I had planned my revision in such a way that I could actually consolidate all the high yield and the frequently asked topics and actually could apply them in the actual examination. Right. So this is a strategy which is made for the November 2023 INICET examination, which was in line with my own November 2022 INICET examination preparation strategy. As you can see, the date and time allotted to each of the subject and days here in this message. So any person who is seeing this video right now, or even if he's seeing it by 11th or even 12th of October, can follow this. So there are three key points that I have kept in mind to cover the subjects in this strategy. Point number one is that I have kept more conceptual topics which we will tend to remember for a long time, like physiology, OBG, medicine, surgery, towards the first part of the 19-20 days which you have. And towards the end, I have kept subjects like anatomy, forensic medicine, micropharma, which have more tendency to be volatile, so that on the day of examination you can actually remember the volatile topics because they happen to be in the recent memory as well, and you have that advantage over there. Over to Dr. Rajat if you have any points to add, sir.
So, Aman, if I just put it that AIMS, INICT, they have a tendency to repeat the same topic again and again. And rather than moving here and there, if they focus on previous year, I will say 5 to 7 year of last INICT paper, plus if they have time, they can revise the notes that they have created, and a book first aid. What's your view on this specific point?
That would be great, sir. And even in case, what I say is that whatever you have done earlier, now it is no time to have a regret or have a FOMO that you have not done. Even if it is, sir, you said first aid. If a person has not read first aid, let's say, or has read just one or two subjects, that's fine. Now it's not needed that you actually make a point to read first in the first reading. You just have to read whatever you have read, and you need to concentrate more on the topics which were asked in the previous year questions. Now, in my strategy, there was, sir, another thing which I would like to tell is that, as you have told, that previous year questions are important, and we know that from the analysis of them, the first and the second year subjects of MBBS constitute approximately half of the paper. It is very important. So that is another reason I have kept all the first and second year subjects towards the end of this month, so that you can have them in your recent memory. Other subjects like anesthesia and ENT, for example, ENT is a vast subject, but if you see the previous year questions, very little questions have been on ENT or anesthesia. So I have tend to given a very little time. So for example, a person can maybe put a 3 hours timer, and whatever he can read in anesthesia, just read it and get done with that. Apart from this, this was something which I had learned from my experience, that sir, this applies to everyone, that no one is perfect. So for example, you say that on 13th of October you plan to do medicine. Chances are rare that you will be able to revise whatever you have actually decided to revise, because as humans you are imperfect. Now, if you could actually allot an unstructured day, for example, on 17th and 23rd of October I have allotted. So on these unstructured days, you can revise the previous 7-day topics, or if you have something left which is important, you can cover in them. And my suggestion to you would be that these days are watertight compartments. So let's say on 13th of October you plan to do medicine and you were able to do 80%. Now on waking up the next morning, you might have that FOMO ki 20% बचा कर लेते हैं, but this is not to be done. Or else नहीं तो आपकी the next subject will be left over, and then you will not be able to do all the 19 subjects.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I mean, obviously, if you're gonna take your subject to the next day, you will be compromising or eating up of the time of the other subject. So, definitely, if you have decided that this much time is to be given to this subject, it cannot cross that particular time. And as rightly has mentioned, the INICT paper is all about first and second year subjects. So the giving more time to the first and second year subject is a very very wise decision. So I am very very confident that if you're gonna follow this, this is gonna be very very useful for you.
Right. Apart from this, sir, last point, the third point and the golden point which I have used is a funnel down approach. So what I mean is that every reading which I have done, I had discussed with Dr. Rajat sir as well on this, that I am actually preparing to give my next revision. So for example, if I had let's say 2 days given to anatomy in my this last 20 days of reading, and I have the last 5 or 6 days left, and I have already decided that I have, let's say, 4 hours to give to anatomy. So I need to mark only those topics from the anatomy revision in the 2 days allotted, so that I can actually read them in the 4 hours allotted in the next and the last revision. So that is the approach which I have used. So I have also I've also prepared this hour schedule, that it is very important that the last 1 week, the 5 or 6 days which is remaining with you, that is very important. All the points which you can highlight in the next 20 days, which you think that are volatile and you will tend to forget, you have to remember them, because only then you will be able to get a top rank. And there is something interesting, which I have done, Dr. Rajat, which I would like to share, is that during these 20 days of revision which I did, what I used to do, that every sitting, when I used to study for, let's say, 2 or 3 hours, after that I used to compose a WhatsApp message about all the volatile things which I think that I will forget again. So for example, if I read nephrology, I read nephrology, I thought that formulas like Cockcroft Gold formula I'll forget, then urinary output KDI these things, then the examples I'll forget. So I wrote this in a message. For example, neurology, as you can see, I have read from Dr. Thamim. I have actually made a point to concise this in a single message. Yes, it took time, maybe half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, but in a single message I could combine the entire neurology aspect. And apart from this, what I combined was the syndromes aspect, which was very commonly asked, so that I could actually revise this in the last 5 or 6 days before the INICET examination, and it is in my recent memory, because this is something which I tend to forget. Apart from this, let's say if I talk about triangles of the neck by Dr. Ashwani, I have actually clicked this photograph, as you can see, so that I can just revise it 3 or 4 days before the examination. Or be it the embryonic development and the remnants maybe of the paramesonephric duct, which was also a previous year topic, prostatic utricle in males and everything. I used to forget this, so I used to click a photo and put this in WhatsApp so that I can revise it. Or be it the histopath key photos, and I'll tell you, there were questions which I could do, because there are many questions in INICET which are image based, and I was able to do because I had all of these in my mind. So apart from this, let's say the markers, the CD markers, which you tend to forget, I have kept them in a message. So I am just telling you all of this so that you actually know what you have to revise in the last 5 or 6 days. It is not like that if you allot maybe 4 hours to anatomy in the last 6 days, you will be able to do everything. No, you will only be able to make the best possible use if you have already planned it. So this is the funnel down approach, sir, which I have used, which I think if people will also use, it will be really beneficial for them.
So people make 20th notebook, some people use different names, and you have created a WhatsApp messages about one things that you have to revise. Correct?
Correct. So it depends on the student itself, if he is more comfortable in making a small copy. It's up to him, but I tend to be more comfortable. For example, sir, histopath photos are there, so you cannot make a notebook and then compile them. So you need to have that photographic memory of them, or maybe the anatomic diagrams. So that is, I think, I found useful. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, everybody has different ways. We used to write it on the wall, we used to paste it on the wall. Then people started making books, 20th book nowadays, different ways of doing it. But the net result is that you have to consolidate your forgettable stuff, and you have to revise those forgettable stuff in the last 4 or 5 days. So guys, make sure that you are revising all the subjects. Make sure that you are giving more time to first and second year subjects. Make sure that you have 5 to 6 days available to you where you can revise once again everything, and make sure that you are reading last 5 to 7 year INICET paper very, very thoroughly. If you have time, you can add first aid into this. That will be a very, very good bet. So I
there's
think
a
these are
last
the
point which I would like to incorporate, just a last point. That is, which Dr. Rajat also told me, because I had prepared for a little span of time as compared to all of my batchmates or the other people. So sir used to say that, Aman, it doesn't matter how much you study. There will be always people in the competitive exam who would have studied much more than you. But that doesn't make them a topper. what makes you a topper is that whatever you have been able to study, you are able to correctly apply it on the day of the examination. And that is what I would like to say to you. Don't have a FOMO
Yeah.
that your friend has read from X number of resources. Doesn't matter. You be confident and actually try to apply whatever you have read in the 3 hours of the examination, and the victory will be yours.
Yeah, no, absolutely correct. There is no point having the knowledge that you are not able to use it. So make
Correct.
sure that you are getting a knowledge that you are able to apply it correctly
Correct.
in the exam. So guys, make sure that you are utilizing your days to the fullest. Keep working hard. If you're gonna work hard, there is a third power that is looking at you, and you're gonna get the result that you're looking for. I wish you all the best for this 1 month strategy, and wish you all the best for the exam coming ahead. Keep working hard, and I'm sure the result will be yours. Take care, and may God bless you all.
All the best, guys.